On Thanksgiving night, November 24th, 1938, Elmer and Helen had a horrible fight. Things got violent and Helen grabbed a knife. Elmer grabs a piece of firewood and bashes her brain in and kills her. The guy you saw was cleaning the floor and trying to hide something from you, right?
Yeah.
Elmer tried to cover up the homicide. He took Helen's clothes and the wood that he bashed her brains in with, and he burned it.
No.
Then he put Helen's body into a burlap bag and basically dumped it down an old well on the property. In March of 1939, he got acquitted by a jury. Turns out he was very well liked in the community. In fact, the local Methodist minister spoke on Elmer's behalf. Now, Amy, you said the guy you saw was a man of God until he went crazy. Well, the minister said in court that Elmer was in church every week, up until the homicide. Then he stopped going. Now, I was able to track down a photo of Elmer. He's a real peachy-looking type of guy. Is it possible Elmer's the guy you saw?
I had a sketch done.
Well, this guy's creepy looking. You guys take a look.
Oh, I can see it. Mouth's perfectly the same. The nose is perfectly the same.
It's him.
So does this pastor guy do anything to these two?
I think there's a couple of ways that you would be able to interact with him. You would see him more than likely as an apparition or shadowy figure with his hat.
Sometimes we will see a tall shadow figure with a hat.
One of the things that he was very proud of is that he can go inside of your minds while you're asleep and enter your dreams, and he can manipulate them. So I would assume that you would have serious sleep issues.
When I'm trying to go to bed, the thoughts will start flying through my head, just terrible things of car crashes. And I've actually heard in my head, you know, you really should kill yourself and do them a favor.
The thing that concerned me the most is that he could potentially get physical with the living. And what I got was specifically pushing, punching, and scratching.
I woke up and have felt that I've been punched in the face.
You also get the feeling of being choked, right?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
I mean, like, the finger down the throat.
Wow.
Edward, do me a favor and tell Amy about when you got attacked in the kitchen.
I got kicked violently in the chest. I flew back, hit my head, and it totally knocked me stupid.
This is all being caused by this pastor guy.
Yeah.
I'm frightened.
The next thing I saw is a huge problem and has me very concerned. So what I ran into outside is what's called an earth elemental. So this is a being that was originally part of the earth, but something caused this thing to separate itself from the earth. And it became its own conscious entity. I think that this thing more than likely has affected every person who's ever lived here. And what it likes to do is create hardships in people's lives. And in some very extreme cases, it could cause death. I did see a lot of dead bodies during my walk, and I think they might be from this thing.
There've been a lot of deaths on the property over the years, but individually, none of them are that shocking to me. But the sheer number of the people who have died here is what stands out to me. Now, take the Balmer family. They bought this property back in 1851. Now, 5 of them died right here on the property. I got their death certificates. It's just a whole bunch of them. So I had a local genealogist look into the more recent deaths on your property, and he came up with 4 in 50 years. So I got another bunch of death certificates to go with the property. And the causes of death cover the spectrum. I mean, we're talking heart attacks, abdominal problems, intestinal cancer, you name it. Now, is this elemental thing possibly a reason for the deaths you're talking about?
It could have caused some of them.
Could people see this elemental? What does it look like?
I did have a sketch of what I saw.
The hell is this?
Whoa.
This thing's alive?
In a way.
Does this thing live in the tree in the backyard? So why don't we just go outside, cut it down, and get rid of it?
No.
Why not?
Well, it'll just go to another tree or it'll go in the earth. When he's collected enough energy, he can break off into little miniatures of himself. And those are the parts of him that are able to create chaos in your lives. And so kind of what I got was that all of a sudden, everything will break down. Your car will break down one day, the next day it'll be your AC, which is not good.
I'm so tired of living like this because now I'm right back to, oh my gosh, the car's broke now, the freezer's full of maggots, the dishwasher broke, and the sink in the bathroom broke today.
The other way that it can harm you is when it cut itself off from the earth directly, it lost its source of food. And now what it has to do is feed off of living organisms, specifically living people and occasionally animals.
So Renee, can you tell Amy about the animals' situations going on with them?
They die mysteriously. We don't understand what or how they die.
So Renee, can you do me a favor and tell Amy how you feel drained all the time in the house?
Oh yeah, absolutely no energy whatsoever. I'll get up after sleeping 12 hours, and within 3 hours, I'm back in bed.
Long-term exposure to this thing can lead to death. I saw very specifically organ function issues, liver, kidneys, your heart. So that's why some of these deaths may have been caused by it, you know, especially people who are already compromised.
Your health has declined since you moved into the house.
Yes. I just feel like it's attacking me personally, physically and mentally and emotionally.
All right, so what does this thing want?
It blames living people for ruining its land. It actually became fueled by revenge. And it's trying to stop at nothing to get you to leave. If you stayed here long enough, it would suck you dry.
And that's exactly what we
yeah.
say. And it's, oh my gosh, is the life being sucked out of us?
Are they in a lot of danger?
Yeah. It wants you to die.